If sentences are very important in English, they help us talk about ideas and rules. We use the word if to say a condition. Then we say what happens after. This is the result. Example, if it is sunny, then I will go outside. This structure is helpful for talking about what can happen. It helps us understand when one thing depends on another thing. If you can use if-then sentences, you can talk about different situations and possibilities. Conditional sentences in English follow 4 main patterns, each with its own specific use. The zero conditional describes general truths or facts using the present tense for both clauses, such as, if water boils, it turns to steam. The first conditional deals with real and probable situations in the future, combining the present tense with will, as in, if it rains, we will stay indoors. The second conditional expresses imaginary or unlikely scenarios in the present or future, often using would, like, if I won the lottery, I would travel the world. Finally, the third conditional refers to past situations that did not happen, conveying regret or hypothetical outcomes. For example, if I had studied harder, I would have passed the exam. Each rule helps us clearly communicate different types of possibilities and outcomes. The zero conditional is used to express general facts and truths, situations where one thing always leads to another. This structure is commonly used for scientific facts, rules, or habits. In the zero conditional, both the if clause and the main clause use the present simple tense. For example, if water reaches 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. Here, both verbs are in the present simple form, reflecting a universal truth. Remember, the zero conditional is not about specific events, but about things that are always true whenever the condition is met. Examples: if you heat ice, it melts. This is always true. If it rains, the ground gets wet. This is always true. If I eat too much, I feel sick. This is always true for me. You can also use when instead of if because it means the same in this case. When you heat ice, it melts. The first conditional is used to talk about future possibilities and outcomes that are likely to happen. It typically consists of 2 clauses, the if clause and the main clause. In the if clause, we use the present simple tense, while in the main clause, we use the future simple tense, often with will. For example, if it rains, we will stay indoors. This structure suggests that the action in the main clause depends on the condition in the if clause. The first conditional is ideal for expressing situations that are realistic and possible. By using the correct verb tenses, we clearly communicate the relationship between a potential future event and its probable result. Examples: if it rains tomorrow, I will stay at home. It might rain, and then I will stay home. If you study hard, you will pass the exam. If you study, it's probable you'll pass. If she comes, we will go to the party. If she comes, then we go. Remember, we use the present simple after if, even though we are talking about the future, and will in the main part of the sentence. So, the first conditional is for possible situations in the future and their likely results. The second conditional is used to talk about situations that are unlikely or impossible in the present. It often expresses unrealizable wishes or hypothetical scenarios, such as imagining what you would do if you had superpowers. The structure typically involves if, followed by the past simple tense, and would, plus the base form of the verb. For example, if I won the lottery, I would travel the world. Here, winning the lottery is not a real expectation, but rather a hypothetical idea. This conditional helps us discuss dreams, wishes, or situations that are not true now, emphasizing their imaginary nature through the use of the past simple and would. Examples: if I had a lot of money, I would buy a big house. I don't have a lot of money now, so it's imaginary. If I were taller, I would play basketball. I am not taller, so it's an unreal situation. If she studied harder, she would pass the exam. She doesn't study hard, so it's unlikely. Important note for be verb with if. For all subjects, I, he, she, it, we, you, they, we often use were instead of was in the past simple for the second conditional. If I were you, I would take that job. This is a common phrase to give advice. The third conditional is used to talk about situations in the past that did not happen, often expressing hypothetical outcomes or regrets. Its structure typically follows if, plus the past perfect tense, paired with would have, and a past participle in the main clause. For example, if she had studied harder, she would have passed the exam. This construction emphasizes that the condition was not met, and therefore the result did not occur. Tense agreement is crucial. The if clause always uses the past perfect, while the result clause uses would have followed by the past participle. This clear separation helps convey that both the condition and its consequence are impossible in the present, as they refer to a past that cannot be changed. The third conditional is often used to express regret or to imagine how things might have turned out differently. Examples: if I had studied harder, I would have passed the exam. But I didn't study, so I didn't pass. If it had rained, we would have stayed at home. But it didn't rain, so we went out. If you had told me, I would have helped you. But you didn't tell me, so I didn't help. In summary, understanding conditionals helps you build better sentences and express different ideas. We've learned about the different types and how to use them for real, possible, or imagined situations. Keep practicing them in your English. The more you use them, the easier they will become. Thank you for watching. See you next time!